Hi Scorpio, here is a general look at your solar chart for July 2016. Now, I made another video about the Saturn-Neptune transit, the link to which should be in this frame somewhere, taking it out into broader areas regarding how it might be affecting our ability to make decisions on things, or to get enough information so we can make decisions on things. And I took it out into related it to the EU referendum and the US election. Here I'm going to make some suggestions about how it might be manifesting in your own sun sign chart. But before I go there, I'm going to say that the Sun and Mercury and Venus are in very expansive areas as the month begins, and in fact they're there until just before the middle of the month, and then Venus moves out, but and Venus moves out on the 12th. Mercury moves out on the 14th, and the Sun moves out on the 22nd. So you get a lot of emphasis on the area of pushing the envelope, maybe joining up the dots as well, getting the answers to questions that you want. The area that they are in and putting really lighting up in your chart is to do with going out further with your questionings, with your research, and learning new things and entertaining options outside of the box, and the like. So it's very much about that kind of thing, and relationships very likely with people that have come from far away, or who are far away, and you have a strong sort of interaction with them. Could be lucrative as well, could be related to travel, that also could be lucrative. Now, you have Mars once again in your sign, meaning that things are speeding up and the need for you to be decisive and take action is getting more and more obvious, and it will help with vitality and stamina, but be careful that you don't spread yourself too thin with Mars in your sign. It's been there since the very end of May, throughout June, throughout July, and until it comes out in the first few days of August. So there's likely to be more hustle and bustle, more need to initiate things, to launch things. Things will be initiating and launching even without you. This is a time to get dynamic and get the ball rolling on things, or as I've said before, just keep up. But don't let others sap your energy and deplete you, because that Mars energy might be coming at you in a demanding kind of a way, and so you have to learn to sort of harness it so that everything's going at a pace that means that you're not hasty, you're not you're being firm, and you're being quick maybe, but you're not being precipitate and jumping the gun and being too hasty and getting yeah, just that, yeah. So just watch your step and don't trip over your own shoelaces. Now back to Saturn, Neptune, and Saturn in your natal chart rules the area to do with communications, education, mixing and mingling with others, contacts, maybe networking, promotional activity. It's how you think, how you communicate, how you let others know what you want them to know, how you receive from others feedback, and how you source information, and the information that you do source. So it's ruled by Saturn, and at the moment Saturn is in Sagittarius. That's in the sign after yours, having left your sign in 2014. So that means that this need to be kind of disciplined and methodical and careful and correct and abiding by the rules maybe is in the area of your material security. But it is the ruler of the area of how you conduct yourself in communications and also with people skills as well. So feeling a bit squeezed and tense there sometimes, and having to dot the I's and cross the T's, but you can be successful because it seems to be very strongly tied to your income, your finance, your property at the moment. So this is the area of communications and not getting the wrong end of the stick, and making sure that others haven't got the wrong end of the stick as well. Maybe correct type paperwork, or having to deal with more paperwork or assignment type activity, or even training type activity as well. This is a long transit. I mean, it's been there since over last year, and it will be there until the end of 2017. And those of you born 31st of October to the 4th of November, or with 9 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel the energy the most this forecast period, for your information. Now, at the moment, we've got Saturn and Neptune coming close together, which means that this rather confused at times energy of Neptune, which doesn't give clarity, is maybe manifesting as a lack of confidence or a lack of ability to go forward, because one hasn't got the evidence, one hasn't got the facts, one hasn't got the ducks all in a row, sort of thing. As a matter of fact, Neptune is currently going through very, very long transit of many years through your fifth house, and it's in a really brilliantly good angle to your sun sign. So you're likely to get the upside of Neptune, which is a good thing, and it means that you could go with a gut feeling and take a gamble on something. It's in your house of offspring, children, also speculative ventures, enterprises. It's an entrepreneurial area. It's also the area of romance. You might be taking a chance on that as well. Or to do with children, but also putting yourself out a lot more because of those sorts of people in relationship, children, your own, somebody else's maybe, romantic partner, or just partner, and or some kind of little romantic fling maybe, although that's not necessarily your style, although I really couldn't speak for all of you. Neptune here helps with you to be very imaginative and creative with your projects, though, because it's in such a fantastic angle to your sun sign. So at the moment, with Saturn coming close to Neptune by degrees, Saturn's in Sagittarius, Neptune's in Pisces, it means that you can get more organized with enterprises, with projects, with leisure activities, with children, with romantic partners, with speculative type activities, something taking a bit of a gamble on, keeping your head screwed on, of course, and being sensible, getting the facts, enough facts together, although it's not been easy. And actually, usually with Saturn and Neptune, and there's more about this on the other video, we get worried about things that really aren't going to happen, because we just get this kind of fretting sort of energy, because we can't see. It's a bit like going down a windy road at night, a very windy sort of maybe quite narrow road at night in the fog, and it's in unfamiliar territory. So, and this is very much unfamiliar territory. However, having said all that, just to give you the warnings, if you proceed in a methodical, structured, disciplined, dotting the I's, crossing the T's sort of a way, getting the right information that you need, maybe it's to do with paperwork as well, then you can be successful, and very successful. And this will underpin what's going on in your material security area around property, money, and the like. Equipment, resources of various kinds, your own inborn talents as well, and really getting them out now and developing them, and building up a database, because you've got the training to kind of, with the certificate that people always like to see. And you could be doing something very exciting, but be persevering. That's what you've got to do. You've got to be persevering and not give up. But you're not a quitter. I know you're not a quitter, Scorpio. You're one of the fixed signs, and actually quite the reverse. Maybe sometimes you hang on too long to something, but you can be very thorough, and you're not a quitter. Now, you have Jupiter in a really good position for you at the moment. Been there since last August, will stay there until September. So this year has gone really, really quickly. But even when Jupiter moves, which will be moving into Libra, the sign before yours, you know, still get the Jupiter stuff going on. So anyway, this is your sun sign chart. Of course, Jupiter is going to be in a different area in your natal chart. Usually it is. But Jupiter at the moment is helping you go through the group energy, the collective. I mean, that's where you can really grow, really expand, and you get inspired by others, or others get inspired by you, or you can make new friends, new contacts. Great for networking, great for doing something maybe that you've waited to do for a long time, or you thought you might like a crack at for a long time. Now this is the year. And then finding, you know, how that then begins to expand your world even after the transit's over. But you have to take those first steps. Well, it would be easier if you took those first steps whilst Jupiter is in this area here, and making lots of new useful friends as well, and contacts, and being seen as the enabler to a something, or a someone, or indeed another being the enabler to you. You Scorpios born the 7th to the 15th of November, or with 16 to 23 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most this month. Now, the Sun and Mercury and Venus are all popping over the top of Pluto. That's before mid-month, but it's extremely fleeting. However, Pluto is your ruling planet, so they might be intense moments. That's going to be around about the 7th and the 8th and the 11th. And then later on in the month, around about the 16th, the Sun will be going over Uranus, so there could be some surprises there. Right, okay, so that is it, I think, for July. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And welcome to my new space, another little box on wheels. That's a exercise ball over there. Looks nice, doesn't it? Well, it looks nice from here anyway. And yeah, it's just got a couple of tables, kind of echoey. I think I'm going to keep it like this. I'll see you the next time. Oh, and the video, the text for this video is written up on my website. Well, the bones of this is written up on my website. And I'll see you the next time.